It's 23 minutes past the hour. Welcome back to Breakfast Time with Tom Gillian sitting in for Lori, Bob the Puppet, and me, Jim, I'm the announcer. And Mayor Giuliani of New York City has weighed in on our most recent controversy. And over over City Hall in New York City, they are now flying a new flag.
We should mention what that is.
Yes. We should mention what that is?
Yeah, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know my mic was open. But just for those who are just joining us, we should tell them why this new We Stand By Our Bob campaign is going on.
That's right.
Bob, we should hear it from your own lips, I think.
Well, I was just being my usual charming, warm self, and a band walked out. Bottle Rockets wouldn't perform with me.
I honestly think it had more to do with that book deal with Rupert Murdoch.
It was the band or Bob, and we have stood by Bob.
Yes.
And thank you so much. We've been getting faxes ever since the Bottle Rockets went into the garbage heap. Faxes supporting Bob. Thanks a lot. But right now we're going to go to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where John Davis is at the International Swimming Hall of Fame. Now, John, since the 1920s, Fort Lauderdale has been considered the center for elite aquatic athletes to train for competition. And in this hour, John, we're going to be seeing some Olympic quality diving.
That's right. We're going to see some Olympic quality divers as well as some Olympic medalists. Now, look at this. This is the pool here at the International Swimming Hall of Fame. You can see the Fort Lauderdale beach over there. And look over here, Lincoln, if you can see. This is Mary Ellen Clark. And Mary Ellen was a bronze diving medalist and an Olympic medalist, and she's doing dry land exercises. All right, and that's how they kind of get their dives down without having to get in and out of the water every time. But we're up here. The camera's on the 7-meter board. I'm on the 4-meter board. Look what it looks like down there.
Hello.
And I'm here with Ron O'Brien, and this man is the best diving coach in the world. You have coached more Olympic medalists than any other coach in the world, correct?
That's probably true.
Greg Louganis?
Yes,
That's right.
He was my best one. Yeah.
You coached like 16 medalists, 5 of them gold medalists, so I guess you know what you're talking about, right?
Well, I'm still learning, though.
Oh, yeah? Do you still learn as you go?
Oh, yeah, I'm studying film all the time.
All right, let's take a look. We have Renee up here, and Renee's going off the 5-meter board. Now, what are you going to be doing, Renee?
Running front 1.5 pike.
A running foot 1.5 pike.
Right.
Now, when you go off the board, you're going to be hitting the water at how fast?
Probably about
20 miles an hour.
20 miles an hour. Okay. Now, as Renee does this, what are you watching for, Mr. O'Brien?
Well, there's a few basic elements of every dive. The run, the takeoff, the height you get in the air, the execution of the spin, and finally, and probably most importantly, how you go in the water. Most vertical, less splash.
Less splash. Okay, we have an underwater cam, which will catch Renee as she hits the water. Are we in your way, Renee? Good luck. Here you go. Off the 5-meter board. We're in your way, Renee.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Not yet.
That's good.
Hold it.
Good takeoff, a nice lift, and it was pretty action, nice and smooth. I couldn't see your entry, so I don't know.
No
Okay.
splash, John.
Have to see what the splash is. All right, let's go up here to the 7-meter board. Nice, climbing this ladder with one hand. And we have Russ up here. How you doing, Russ? All right. Now, you're going to be doing a handstand dive, right?
Yeah, correct.
And you'll be hitting the water at what, like closer to 30 miles an hour?
Yeah, it gets a little faster as we go higher.
Okay, now what's the most difficult part of this maneuver?
It would be the actual takeoff. You have to hold an arm stand and show control, and usually that's about 3 seconds long, and then you just execute the dive.
Okay, let's check it out. All right, Russ, so you tell us what he's doing here.
You know, this looks pretty high, but when you get upside down on those two little hands and try to balance, it looks a lot higher. But the key thing here is to hold the handstand without any movement before you go. If you move around, the judges will deduct points.
How's it going, Russ?
Oh, my gosh.
Okay. All right, thank you.
He looked like a sculpture.
Whoa, look at that minimal splash. He's under the board now. All right, babe, here we go. Jillian,
Yes.
hold on to your seat, will you please? We're going up to the 10-meter.
Oh. This reminds me of that Verrazano Bridge segment when people were swinging in the air.
Okay, we have Dave up here on the 10-meter board. Come on up, Danny. Look at Danny. He produces, he carries the camera.
Danny. Get up there.
Are we straight here?
How
All
high
right,
up
now
were
Dave,
you, John?
what are you going to be doing up here?
I'm doing back 1.5 or 3.5 foot.
Okay, and how high are we?
About 33 feet in the air, 10 meters.
33 feet. Come here, Lincoln. Let's look over the edge here. Let's see what this thing looks like.
Oh, boy.
So this is what you see when you look over, right, Dave? Oh, yeah. You can see our underwater cam there. All right, let's get ready to do this. And if you will, Mr. O'Brien, tell us what he's doing. Good luck, Dave.
Well, he's going to stand backwards, and he's going to do 1.5 somersaults backwards in a straight body position. As he does that, though, he's going to twist 3.5 times. This is a really, really difficult dive.
Now, the thing is, when you play a sport, you always say keep your eye on the ball. What do they have to keep their eye on?
Actually, they have to keep their concentration internally here. They're not really looking at anything on this kind of dive, but they have to keep track of every time they turn around, just like a skater would on the ice.
Okay, Dave, have at it. Okay. Step back a little bit, Lincoln. There you go. What's his last name?
Dave Pickler.
Dave Pickle.
Pickler.
Pickler.
Pickler, John.
Pay attention, John.
Look at the concentration.
And he's reviewing the dive in his mind, going over the feel of it and what he'll see as he does it.
Go. Go.
Wow.
Whoa!
Yes! Now, from this point of
Bravo.
view, their head comes so close to the platform, it looks like they're going to hit it.
Well, yeah, to the untrained eye, that's true, but there's a trajectory to the dive, and there's a certain distance you want to be away from the platform. If you get more than about 3 feet from the platform, you're too far out.
Greg
Of
Louganis
course, you don't
did
want
hit
to
his
be
head
a
once,
few
John.
inches away either. That scares the judges, and they don't like that either. So in
right.
between there.
Thank you
John,
very much.
John.
Ron O'Brien, the winningest coach in Olympic diving history, and he tells me I have an untrained eye.
John?
Wow.
Yes.
John, one last little question. Do the divers ever have a problem with fear of heights? Is that something that they have to deal with?
John.
Because they
Do they
train
ever
on
have to-
land, but they're actually very high up.
Do they ever have to overcome a fear of heights?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. These guys are up here all the time, but they've got a real healthy respect for what they're doing here, and you just don't want to get careless.
Yay.
Because the thing is, you can practice it on land, but boy, when you add the height factor into it,
You
it's
bet.
got to be a lot worse.
Well, it definitely is, and as I said, they train every day, and they go over their stuff on dry land. But when they get up here, it's a different ball game, and you don't want to lose your respect for the height from which you're diving, and you don't want to get careless because you can get hurt.
All right, thank you very much. Ron O'Brien, 7-time
Yeah.
Olympic diving
Wow.
coach.
Yay.
Thanks, John. Dennis DeYoung, are you afraid of heights?
Well, I tell you, if I was going to do that dive, for me, the most difficult part of that particular dive would be to, in hiring the hitman to hold the gun to my head and make me walk up that platform in the first place.
Dennis DeYoung, everybody. Tom will be talking with him later. But right now, we're going to take a look at today's top stories.
This newscast written by 14-month-old Jake. No, actually, the O.J. Simpson trial could be headed for yet another delay, causing some people to say, the L.A. District Attorney says it's for 2 reasons. Actually, prosecutor William Hodgman was rushed to the hospital last night complaining of chest pains, and prosecutors need time to look at a new defense witness list. In New York, opening arguments are set to begin today in the trial of Colin Ferguson. He's accused of opening fire on the Long Island Railroad back in 1993, killing 6 people. Ferguson, who's acting as his own attorney, says prosecutors have the wrong guy, that it was a white man who fired the shots. Pete Sampras rallied past fellow American Michael Chang yesterday to claim a spot in the men's Australian Open final. This means Sampras plays the winner of today's Andre Agassi-Aaron Krickstein match. And we're tracking the career of Bottle Rockets. In the past half hour, their album sales have gone down by several 100,000 counts. It's a staggering thing, and we'll keep you posted. It's sort of like an inverse telethon count.
Yeah.
That's a look at some of today's top stories, Jill.
Now, Jim, let's take a look at today's weather.
Yes, and we have lots of weather. We have a little lake effect snow around here. We have a lot of snow in here. We have some rain in this area, and we have some rain in Northern California. Now, if you put these on, put some ears on this. That's a tail. These are legs. Nah. All right, let's look at
Not
those
even
high
close.
temperatures. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
look at those high temperatures. And there's not much there either. That's the weather.
Little all Bob mailbag music, Maestro.
Oh, I hate that song.
Yes.
Spoiled today.
Well, needless to say,
not.
when Bottle Rockets, the band that was booked in our first hour, decided they would not perform if we had the audacity to have Bob in the shot with them, we told them that they could leave now. And a number of you have faxed us about that. Dennis, you have some? And Jillian?
This one says, morning all, good for y'all. Where's this one from? Hurley, New York. Loyalty is the thing. Besides Bob is the breakfast time. Symbol Bob is breakfast time. They don't know what an experience and good time they've missed.
But you're going to find out in a few minutes, won't you?
That's when Dennis gets up and walks out. We have
We'll get your
another one
barrel
here.
ready, Dennis.
Who needs the Bottle Rockets? If they feel that they're above a fine show like Breakfast Time, don't plead with them to come back.
Yeah.
I say let them fall asleep in their van on the street and then have it towed away.
Where's that from, Jill?
That is from Jefferson City, from Lee in Jefferson City.
And Nick Leo from Essex Junction, Vermont, writes, Dear Tom, if that group thinks this is a kid show, then why do so many adults watch? P.S. They're not professional if they won't perform with all of you.
Yeah.
All of us. You got to thank all of us.
By the way,
Yes, Bob?
those of you who are sending these faxes and stuff, and nothing eases a broken heart more than cash. So,
You know, I think if former President Carter
Yeah.
could just spend a little time with Paul Shavelson and the Bottle Rockets, this will all work out.
Now, you've all won T-shirts, and how can other people win clothing for kissing up to the puppet?
Hey, sure, write to us at Breakfast Time, P.O. Box 824, Madison Square Station, New York, New York, 10159-0824, or call us at 212-802-4054, or fax us at 212-802-4208. If we read your letter, your fax, or your phone call on the air, you'll win one of those snappy T-shirts.
Real music, the real McCoy coming up
Yeah.
with Dennis DeYoung
Yay.
after the break.
Yes!
yes.
And we're going to have how to overcome your fear of dancing. Be hysterical, not hysterical when the music begins.
Lesson number 4, how Dynasty works.
Alan, you trying to kill us both. Is Blake my father, or isn't he? They could be a father. Or...
Dynasty, it's easy when you know how. Weeknights on FX.
I cut my vitamin bill in half, thanks to Puritan's Pride.
Great catalog. I saved over 50% on my vitamin purchase. Shopping with Puritan's Pride is like putting money back in your pocket.
Hundreds of thousands of people are buying their vitamins, minerals, food supplements, and more from the pages of Puritan's Pride. Why? Just look at our fantastic 2-for-1 price. Imagine getting not 1, but 2 bottles of C500 with rose hips, both for just $4.70. 2 for the price of 1. And look, buy 1 bottle of ginseng and get another free. 2 for $6.25.
I bought 1 bottle of lecithin and got another one free. Just $4.65 for 2 bottles.
Buying from Puritan's Pride means you're buying direct from one of America's leading vitamin manufacturers, and one of the largest. With over 30 years of manufacturing experience, we offer a tremendous variety of products. Hundreds of the finest vitamins, minerals, food supplements, and herbs, including the newest products nutritional science has to offer. We're so sure you'll be pleased with our sensational low prices. Puritan's Pride offers you a full money-back guarantee on every purchase. That's right, a full money-back guarantee. Why not get the vitamins you need right from the source? With the assurance of value, freshness, variety, and convenience. A toll-free number makes ordering fast and easy.
Hi, I'd like to order the natural vitamin C.
For your free 96-page Puritan's Pride catalog, call this toll-free number now. There's no obligation.
Puritan's Pride, the smart way to buy vitamins.
Call now for your free Puritan's Pride vitamin catalog. Buy direct from the manufacturer and save.
FX invites you to explore the news, one story at a time, one issue a night.
Our question tonight is this: will corruption claim one of the nation's most powerful politicians?
One host bringing you a host of perspectives.
If we really are what we eat, do we know who we are anymore?
Where others stop at the surface, she digs for the bones of the real story.
We're kind of talking about a power disease. Am I correct?
I think we are. News beneath the headlines. Under Scrutiny with Jane Wallace. Weeknights at 8, 7 Central, only on FX.
It's 22 minutes to the top of the hour. Welcome back to Breakfast Time with Tom, Jillian sitting in for Lori, Bob the Puppet, and me, Chip. I'm the announcer, and here's Tom. Unfortunately, Dennis DeYoung has refused to perform if Tom remains in the apartment.
Get out, Tom.
Our next guest, in addition to being puppet-friendly, is also probably best known as the lead singer-songwriter for Styx, or as Pontius Pilate in the
And
current
the voice
revival.
of Tony the Tiger. No, that was somebody else. Never mind.
That was somebody else.
You're great.
See?
You know, all of a sudden I'm seeing Bottle Rocket's point of view. I don't know what it is. You can also see him as Pontius Pilate in the New York revival of Jesus Christ Superstar, or hear him on this new CD, Dennis DeYoung, Ken on Broadway. How about a hand for the guy who doesn't like working with puppets, Dennis DeYoung.
Yay. I look a little jaundiced in that picture, but I'm better now. I'm fine.
You know what? Can we get Leslie in here, put some rouge on this CD? Get her in here. We're going to rouge up this CD for Dennis so that when he hits the other talk shows, that's not a concern.
Too much beef.
That's what it is.
You know, I'm feeling out of sorts. No.
Now here, this is an interesting career trajectory from Styx to a Broadway CD to being in Jesus Christ Superstar as the bad guy.
Well, you know, it makes perfect sense to me, because when they said that they were looking for a guy to play Pontius Pilate, the description was a loudmouth Italian guy who thinks he's in control and isn't. That's the story of my life. I didn't even have to take an acting lesson for that.
Leslie, come on in, Les. Rouge this sucker up, would you?
Yeah, it's starting to look a little jaundiced.
Yeah, all right. No. We're talking red cheeks. Bring it back if you would. Sort of like yours now.
Yeah.
Think of Bozo.
Yeah. Oh. So now, being Pontius Pilate, first you did this on the Roadshow version.
I did it about a year ago for 6 months, and I crucified all over North America. And Pontius Pilate's an interesting character. I mean, you talk about a bad executive decision.
Yeah, no.
It could be that, and maybe like what the new Coke guy. Maybe.
Yeah, I guess that would be.
Or Models Inc. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
at least you can turn the sound down.
Yeah.
And Ted Neely is playing Jesus again.
Ted Neely is Jesus.
Yeah.
And and Carl Anderson plays Judas, and Sarita Wright is Mary Magdalene.
Yeah. I guess in the bad guy hierarchy, Pontius Pilate isn't as bad as Judas.
In this show, the way Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice wrote the libretto, Pilate is kind of like the guy who's between the Wailing Wall and a hard place. You know, he's like in Judea. He's pretty much what he is he's like he marries Caesar's daughter, in case you don't know historically, and he goes down there and he's a governor, and all of a sudden Jesus shows up, and then there's a lot of political factions going on, and they want Jesus disposed of, and he's
then
the guy.
Murdoch offers Jesus a book deal. And
the whole thing is, you know, it becomes a neutron bomb. But anyway, that Pilate is seen as kind of just a guy who's on the hot seat, and he's got to make a decision. But in the show, he dreams in a song that he's going to do this thing. And so when he sees Jesus, when he shows up, he goes, "Oh, that's the guy in the dream." How would you feel?
I'd be asking where the co-pilot was.
By the way, no problem now, Dennis, and you can take this anywhere, any other talk show.
Wow, let me see.
And now you're just looking
Wow.
fine.
Oh, boy.
Thank you, Leslie.
I'm feeling better about myself.
So how long were you with the New York Dolls?
Now,
just until David left.
with Styx, I mean, revivals are in vogue now, and might that be happening with Styx?
It might happen, but what I'm doing right now is I'm on this TV show. No,
Yeah.
what I'm doing right now is I've written a musical, and it's going to go into production in Chicago probably within about 3 or 4 months, and hopefully I'll be able to bring it to Broadway. And if not, we'll just go to Peoria, because you know the Caterpillar plant is there. They love musicals. Harvester equipment. And then,
can I ask a favor?
Yeah.
Those Bottle Rocket Weasels left because they didn't want to be with Bob. I understand you're willing to even sing with Bob.
Bob who?
Bob.
Bob. Are you ready, Bob?
A little something from Jesus Christ Superstar.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ, superstar, who in the heck do you think you are?
Dennis DeYoung and Bob, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
You know what? That just made me feel like dancing, Jillian.
Oh, gosh.
It did. It did.
No.
See, I'm not dance phobic. They're phobic about me dancing.
Well, Tom, coming up, we're going to see whether or not you are truly a dancer. But if it describes you, the kind of person that gets to a party and all of a sudden when the dance music comes on, you're scared to dance, your migraine comes back, your knees hurt, your feet are pigeon-toed, all the excuses in the world not to dance. Well, Nydia Ocasio is here today, and she's going to help us get over our fear of dancing and give us some fancy footwork. How you doing this morning?
Fine, Julie.
Okay, now why do people automatically say, I can't dance?
Well, first it starts with the fear of looking stupid, especially in front of women. If they go to a dance, the first thing the women do, they say, well, I can't wait to dance. But when they look against the wall, they're just kind of glued to the wall.
Right, guys are like, no, I'm not moving. So what can guys, and I feel like you're saying guys especially, or even women do to get over the fear of dancing?
Well, first of all is a lot of them, as when they were children, they had no fears of dancing. I mean, that's the first thing that children do is they move to rhythms or even the heartbeat of their mother, which is the first thing that they do. The idea to teach them or to bring them back to that is to concentrate on listening more to the music than who's that?
Who's that?
Then,
this is Tom.
Hi.
And take us through some of those first steps that you need in learning how to dance. Maybe if we have some music, we can get a little cool music going on.
Let's see. Dennis, don't be shy. Phil and Spencer and I tend to get razzed a lot. Because of our dancing.
Oh, okay. Well,
you'll see why in a minute.
Well, yeah, I'd like to see this.
Okay, so what are the first steps that we do? What do we want to do?
The first thing you need to do is, if we can bring up the music so we can hear, we're trying to hear basically a beat. If you can hold a beat with your hand, I think they did pretty good. What do you think? Okay.
Spencer's not moving.
Spencer, hey, you see what I'm saying? This is what we have to go back to. This is what we have to go back to because a child's not afraid to dance. He'll just dance freely, doesn't feel any fear whatsoever. It's as we get older, we're told, oh, you know, you look silly, or you were always laughed at in school, and that stays with us as we get older.
Okay, so the first step is to feel the beat. Do we all feel the beat?
I feel it.
After we feel the beat, then what do we do?
Then you move in rhythm with your partner.
Partners?
Partners. If everybody can partner up.
Everybody partner up. Patricia and Spencer, the McCullens. Okay, so we partner up, and then what?
So the first thing you do is rhythm. Oh, well, we don't have to worry about him, right? Let's see who's dancing here.
So we got our partners.
He's doing good. Very good. Don't lose the rhythm.
So we got our beat. We found our partners. Then what happens?
Okay. Well, when you're at a dance, when you're at a club, basically at a club, the first thing you do is you try to be optimistic. You try to be positive when you're on that dance floor. Okay. Nothing like this that you're seeing right here.
Okay.
Come here. I think is this Spencer? Is this Spencer?
This is Spencer.
Hi, Nydia.
Red as a beat. Spencer, you got the beat. You got your partner.
No, I don't.
You have your positive attitude. No,
all I want you to do is I want you to hear is this beat. Here it goes.
Spencer.
Now it's an 8-count beat. And 1, 2, 3. Here's the verse.
Try clapping, Spencer.
And not you go. Stop. Here. This is what I want you to do. Here. Now, no, because if he's able to keep that beat on your own, then you can
like
dance.
Lurch.
Then you go and 1.
So we found our positive attitude. Is there anything else that we need to know, Nydia?
That's it.
That's it?
That's it. And if you can keep that beat going, then you can dance. There's no fear. But stay with me. Hear it. No. Stay with me.
Okay. So Nydia is going to work on Spencer. Thank you, Nydia Ocasio.
We don't have time.
You got a beat, and you got to keep it.
With you, I give private lessons.
Coming up, we've got Russell's star sign. And after the dancing's over, you may have to deal with depression. And that's why Sheena's here. It's all coming up on Breakfast Time.
Put under the couch. In the attic? Think it's worthless?
Today it's worth about $4,000.
Think again. Watch Personal Effects, the collectible show, only on FX.
I joined Jenny Craig, and I love the Personal Taste program. You are offered a new way of living because it's so flexible, and it gives you lots of choices. I get to choose the foods that I like to eat. If I can fit it in my schedule, then I know anybody can.
Announcing the brand new Personal Taste program only at Jenny Craig. Lose all the weight you want for just $1 a pound. Call 1-800-92-JENNY today. That's 1-800-92-JENNY.
Why get only half the workout on an ordinary treadmill when you could get a total body workout? Introducing the incredible new WalkFit from Nordic Track. WalkFit's unique design lets you exercise your upper body and lower body at the same time. You get a fast, effective, total body workout that burns up to 1,000 calories per hour. Whether your goal is to lose weight, tone muscles, or relieve stress, you can do it all with the WalkFit Total Body Treadmill from Nordic Track. WalkFit gives you a 53% greater cardiovascular workout than on ordinary treadmills, and you can burn up to 79% more calories. And WalkFit has no motor. It's safe and easy to use. Unlike motorized treadmills, you control the pace. There's no herky-jerky starts and stops. Call our toll-free number now and receive a free information-packed video and full-color brochure showing how you can get started on an enjoyable exercise program you'll stick with. Don't settle for half the workout when you can get a superior total body workout with Nordic Track's WalkFit. Call today and get a 30-day in-home trial and 2-year limited warranty. After all, it's from Nordic Track.
Where's the remote control?
Throw it out. I don't need it.
Why, I'm shocked, Mr. Channel Surfer.
Hey, it's 1995. I'm a reformed man.
Right.
In January, everything we love is on FXM, movies from Fox. Movies direct from the source.
Oh, you mean like Norma Ray?
And Patton.
Alexander's Ragtime Band.
12 O'Clock High.
The Agony and the Ecstasy.
Loads of stars. Charlton Heston, Rex Harrison.
Sally Field, Henry Fonda.
There's even the Three Stooges with comedy in your face.
But it reduces weight, kills moths, and restores the hair.
See? Still think I need a remote control?
Well.
And this month, FXM Movies from Fox is celebrating stars' birthdays with special screenings.
My birthday's in January.
I know. The same day the Science Fiction Action Festival begins. A whole week of out-of-this-world action at high noon.
Science fiction on my birthday?
And you know how I get during Planet of the Apes movie.
Well, that's a scary thought.
Think about this. In January, FXM Movies from Fox has it all. Movies direct from the source. Any more doubts?
Not even a remote one.
Here's that dolphin you've been waiting for.
It's 10 minutes to the top of the hour. Welcome back to Breakfast Time with Tom Gillian sitting in for Lori, Bob the Puppet, me, Jim. I'm the announcer. Here's Tom.
Thank you, Jim. You know that look on Spencer's face when we wanted him to dance? That was like depression setting in. We'll be talking about that with Sheen in a moment. Right now, something to lift all of our spirits, our horoscope. Russell Grant's got it.
By all, little Mercury is up to so much mischief that over the next couple of weeks you must watch all communications and only hear what is actually being said. So, watch my lips. Let's zip. Aquarius, anything you say, even in jest, will be taken as gospel by dim-witted or naive folk who see you as their saint, guru, or mentor. What a responsibility. I don't mind. My shoulders are broad enough. Pisces, your place needs a good tidy up and spring clean, for you must get organized domestically before things really get out of hand. Aries, something might be said where you take umbrage or offense. But aren't you being far too sensitive and touchy? I think so. Taurus, a person might offer you the earth, but only give you a handful of dust. You better think twice before you get taken in by their silver tongue. Gemini, folk who are jealous of what you've got in a relationship might try to cause a rift between you both. A loved one can be trusted, however. Cancer, an improbable or unlikely tale has to be taken with a pinch of salt, but there may be a grain of truth in it somewhere. Leo, if arrangements or appointments have to be cancelled, believe me, it'll work out for the best in the end, so don't be impatient or get uptight. Virgo, you should take care of yourself far more, otherwise your health or well-being could suffer. You need a break. Libra, make sure some unscrupulous folk don't take advantage of your forgetfulness. Be on your guard against absent-mindedness. Scorpio, you'll be better off hedging your bets rather than giving a direct answer to a question which could implicate or commit you. Sagittarius, your high ideals may not be shared by folk who play on your principles to feather their own nest. Capricorn, you see sinister significance in the most innocent of remarks. Get to the bottom of what's actually being said before you make a move, okay? Now, if it's your birthday, then over your year ahead, you'll have lots of ideas and plans, but make sure that you see them through to a final conclusion. Don't leave things halfway. And my star of the day is you, Aquarius. Yes, it's us, gang. Say what you mean and mean what you say all day. In fact, for all of February, too, and the rest of January. Cheery bye.
Dennis is the winner. He's not depressed, but 10 to 15% of all people in their lives at some time experience depression. Sheena Hankin, our FX shrink, what's depression?
Depression is a very serious disorder. Very, very common, much more common than people believe. And here's how to know if you're depressed. Number one, if your concentration just isn't what it was, if things you took pleasure in before you don't enjoy anymore, if you're exhausted or can't sleep at all, if your eating's off, too much, too little, if you really, really have a change in behavior and people notice, you're probably depressed and you need help right now.
Now, what about people that go around saying, oh, I'm depressed every day? They say, what's the difference between sadness or anger or frustration and a real depression?
Well, I'm depressed because Bob clashes with my red shirt. People are not, people use depression
All right,
like...
fine, you win, you guys.
It's psychobabble to say I'm depressed because I'm upset or I hate my haircut. It's a psychobabble, and I hate that. You know that.
Okay, what can we do about it? Can we take medication? Should we see a therapist? What should we
Two
do?
things we can do. Number one, we can take medication. 60% of people are helped by medication, particularly fluoxetine, known as Prozac and its cousins. Secondly, there's a lot of research. The NIMH, the National Institute of Mental Health, have discovered that certain kinds of therapy are just as good as medication. Cognitive therapy and interpersonal therapy. Short-term, dynamic, hot therapy can really help you. I do both with my patients. Get better fast.
Friends and family, can they help us?
Friends and family can help us, and we can help ourselves. They can help us by getting us to go and get help. Here's how to help yourself. Number one, write down your feelings and don't trust them. Life is not awful. It's not terrible. It will get better. Write down your thoughts and challenge them. You're not a loser. Everybody doesn't hate you.
Okay, in our last 30 seconds,
Unless
does
you're
anyone have
bottle rocket.
Unless you're depressed, Sheena. When you're depressed,
Very
that's when they
depressed.
bottle rocket out of here.
Definitely. Mainlining Prozac.
Anybody have a quick story about depression?
Gee, no.
Gee, no, well done, because we're running out of time. So
What's
We're out of work
this
a
going
lot
to get
during the
depressed? It
depression.
cheers everybody up.
seems like a good solution. Tom, what's coming up now?
The end of the show, but we
Okay.
do it better than most, and you'll see why in a minute.
Pills take time to dissolve, but the effervescent power of Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine is ready the moment you take it to relieve your worst cold symptoms. Nothing rushes relief like Alka-Seltzer Plus.
Looking for a free Walt Disney World vacation? Well, your ship just came in. The Big Red Boat gives you twice the vacation. A 4-night cruise with non-stop entertainment. A complete youth program including 24-hour childcare. And 2 exotic ports of call. Plus a 3-night Walt Disney World Resort vacation absolutely free. For a free brochure on the Big Red Boat 7-night vacations, call CruiseLink Plus at 1-800-727-8565.
MCI customers, could this be you talking?
I expected a lower bill. I didn't get it. We did not get the savings we were looking for.
I expected that my bill would go down, and it didn't go down.
Have you gotten the savings you expected from MCI friends and family?
You get a bill and you're going, well, geez, where's the savings here?
People dropped out in my circle that I didn't know had dropped out because they weren't happy with what the savings were.
With MCI, you don't save on calls to people outside your circle.
Friends and family doesn't work at all because no one would switch for me.
Are you going to choose the people you call because they're on a list or not on a list?
I think that's the core part of the problem with the MCI program.
If you want to save on calls to everyone, switch to AT&T for true USA savings. Spend $25 a month and save 20% to anyone, anytime, anywhere in the U.S. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT.
Anyone, anytime. That's it. That's the key word.
This is like to the point, 20% for anybody.
In fact, 4 out of 5 users of MCI Friends and Family Basic would save more with AT&T True USA Savings.
AT&T is simple. You pick up the phone, you call who you want to, and you get your savings.
Just spend $25 a month and we'll subtract 20% off your AT&T bill. Guaranteed. Why spend more? Call now. Switch for free.
I've used MCI and I've come back to AT&T.
I switched back to AT&T.
We're very happy that we've come back.
Join the millions coming back to AT&T for true savings on calls to anyone, anytime. Why be limited to just a circle?
I tried something else. I'm going back home. I'm going to stick with AT&T.
Call today and get a free bonus, AT&T True Rewards. You can earn points good for free AT&T minutes or free miles on Delta, United, or US Air.
My in-laws are actually coming next week due to the bonus programs with AT&T. What's not to like? You know?
Don't you deserve a better way to save? Switch now to AT&T. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT.
I gotta get calling on this.
Your true voice.
Kids go for what kids love. And moms choose great-tasting Flintstones nearly 3-to-1 over any other brand. Have your kids had their Flintstones today?
Two minutes to go. Here's Tom and Jillian with the 2-minute drill.
Thank you very much. Dennis DeYoung CD is 10 on Broadway. Thanks, Dennis. Superstar in New York. Also, thanks to JD in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. John?
Hey, Tom, from the International Swimming Hall of Fame, we want to thank Ron O'Brien and Holly Heil. And now Russ and Mary Ellen will do a synchronized dive. Go, guys.
Up.
Whoa. Anthony Bielenson, Corvallis, Oregon, with the Wave Makers. Anthony?
Thank you. I'd like to thank Joel Schollert here, Dave Stanley. They do have a wave board here, a surfboard. I'm going to put it in the water, and when the cameras finish at 9 o'clock, I will be surfing.
Sounds good, Anthony. Have we got a show tomorrow?
Oh, God. I've got Fabio. You've got Miss America. Who's going to take Holly Robinson tomorrow on Breakfast Time?
Oh, Bob will take Holly. Yeah.
Bravo, Bob.
Yeah. Jillian in for Lori again tomorrow. All praise Bob. Stand by your puppet, America.
Stand by your puppet.
See you tomorrow.
Golf course. That crazy golf course. FX.
I'm Tom Bergeron. These are some of the stories we're following for you today on FX. O.J. Simpson's lawyers wrap up their opening remarks today. But first, Judge Ito considers a prosecution request to delay the trial. Republican House leaders face their first big legislative test today, passing a balanced budget amendment. In Kobe, Japan, earthquake search crews continue pulling bodies from the rubble. The death toll now stands at 5,083. 51 people are still missing. Millions of people across the globe will be tuning into the Super Bowl this Sunday, including the jurors in the O.J. Simpson trial. They've been granted permission to watch the game, but a deputy will be standing by to change the channel if needed. That's what you want. Someone with a channel changer and a gun, right? Dynasty's next.
Wants to know, is Nanny just another...
Beach, Florida, with the American All-Star Drill and Dance Team. These ladies are going to be entertaining over 300 million people this weekend on Super Bowl Sunday. Do you notice how in sync we are on the exercise show, Patricia?
It's amazing.
Look at this. We have a choreographer for the morning exercise show right here on Breakfast Time. That's why we're so together. We're going to be back. We're going to have a lot of fun. Beautiful ladies on the beach on Breakfast Time. 2 minutes to breakfast time. Let's all go say hello to Patricia.
You guys look good. I think that's one of the best groups you've had, John Davis. They look really good. We'll see you in a few minutes. We're almost done here, so keep warming up with us. You guys look great. One more time. 4, 3. Let's walk it over one more time for Peter. Over, and up. One more. Just a walk over the side. There you go. Up. 2 more till you're low. Looks good. One more. Again, push it over. One more, come on. Hold it here, step, touch. Step, push it back. Push it back. Push it back and bring you down. Bring that heart rate down a little bit so we can stretch out, work you out, keep you going. 4 more, and 3, and 2. Feet together, arms up, press it. Take it down, exhale down. 2 more times, arms up. Big deep breath in, exhale down. 1 more time. Big deep breath in, arms up. Exhale down. There you go. Then keep your leg back. Give me 2 pumps. Back. Give me 2 pumps. Back. Give me 2 pumps. Back as far as you can in 2 pumps. There you go. Now use your arms to get back and in. Come on, Jillian. Come on, that's a perfect outfit for this workout. You got it. You got it. Woo! Again, back. There you go. One more. Let's do the other side. Other side. Take it back. Bring it in so you should feel your heart rate coming down right about now. What I want you to do is, even though we brought you down a little bit, I want you to take at least 5 more minutes to cool down a little bit more. Keep stretching out now that you're warmed up. It's the best time to stretch. Sit on the floor, give a little more stretching. Have a cup of coffee, have a cup of juice, have a healthy breakfast, and hang out. Sit around. We have 2 more hours of show left for you, because now it's breakfast time. Have a great weekend, everybody. See you on Monday.
Love, his affections do not that way tend, nor what he spake, though it lacked form a little, was not like madness. There's something in his soul of which his melancholy sits on brood, and I do doubt the hatch and the disclose will be some danger, wherefore I have thus set it down. Welcome to Breakfast Time with Laurie Hibbert, Tom Bergeron, and Bob the Puppet. Sitting in for Laurie today is Jillian Hamilton. My name's Jim, and I'm the announcer. Say good morning, Tom.
Jim, that was so dramatic. It made me want to do something that I think no other morning show does. Muffin impressions. Ladies and gentlemen, Richard Thomas, Cindy Crawford, Aaron Neville, Gandhi, muffin impressions.
Wow, all right.
Can I have my notes, please, first? And I'll tell you why in a moment. I'm feeling so theatrical. But first, we want to thank new cable systems, new viewers of FX. Rome New Channels in Rome, New York, Colony Cablevision of southeastern Massachusetts and Fall River, Cannonsburg New Channels in Cannonsburg, Pennsylvania, and Oneonta New Channels in Oneonta, New York. Welcome to the Breakfast Time FX family. And have you joined us for an auspicious occasion? Jillian Hamilton, come on in here. Jillian doing a fine job filling in for Laurie. See, because tell them about Fridays, why Fridays are so important.
Fridays are so important because it's the Friday strut.
That's right.
It is, I mean, it's the moment I wait for, you know. It's just when you get to bound into the hallway, through to the living room. It's just a great moment.
We have made it, see. We've made it to the threshold of the weekend, and we'd like to celebrate that. Also, let's thank Patricia and the Spandex Rangers for a fine job. And the reason we're feeling so theatrical today, we have Governor's Award winners of excellence in theater with us. Thespian Troupe 1942 from Wheeling Park High School in Wheeling, West Virginia. Come on down.
Come in.
Get ready. Get in position for the Friday strut. All of you, this is going to take a second. Come on in.
Don't be shy.
It's
There are
like
lots
you
of
keep
them.
coming. We're walking. We're walking. We're walking.
in.
Here they come. There are 117 of them, I think. And they're all here. And they're all going to be doing Guys and Dolls later in the show. Keep coming. Yes, wonderful.
Oh, they're not
It's
that
great stuff. And they're getting extra credit for this, too. All right. All right, are you ready? We got
I'm
a big
ready.
show. Not
Are you
just
ready?
a big cast, but a big show.
Oh, I hope we have some good music. What you got as music?
Rob, you get to pick it. Friday strut music.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We gotta go. Come on, everybody. We've got Miss America. Heather Whitestone with us. Who else?
We got Holly Robinson, and I got Fabio coming up in the end of the breakfast time.
Hey, Bob.
Fabio.
Miss America and Fabio on the same show.
Yeah.
Pump that music. Pump it in the ear.
Woo! We're gonna learn how to secure your kitchen cabinets. Protect your family and friends by securing your kitchen cabinets. We're gonna learn how to breathe, thank God.
That's right. We'll need to after this. We're going to go play volleyball on the mountain. We'll see the Super Bowl pre-show on a beach in Florida. It doesn't get better than this.
Never before seen on American television. Where are we going?
Let's keep going.
When's it gonna stop?
Doo-wah, doo-wah. Oh, baby. We gotta go. Doo-wah, doo-wah. Oh, we gotta go.
Hey, deja vu. Hey.
You know, I was writing down those lyrics.
Oh, yeah, well, we did the family version of the lyrics.
Thespians did a great job.
Fine thespians, good thespians, good thespians. Good little thespians.
Now let's whip around the country.
Let's whip around the oxygen tank. Good. Have
It's
I have your
reversed.
tea.
This is
You have
mine.
my Diet Pepsi.
That is your Coke.
Cheers.
Bravo. We made it, and as I said, thank God later on coming up on breakfast time, we're going to learn to breathe. We are going to come down. We thought we knew how to do it. Apparently we don't. We're going to learn to breathe.
It's that moving and breathing at the same
I know.
time. Did you have any of this?
What?
This is New Orleans King's Cake.
No. What is that?
This is cake guaranteed to put you on your own throne. And this is the history of King's Cake from the Mardi Gras or Carnival season, which...
Wait a minute, is that all they sent, or is that all that's left?
No,
That's all that's left.
If you noticed, most of our camera guys not jumping along as merrily, it's because they had the rest of the King's Cake. So that's why.
It's good.
Is it? See,
Oh,
I'm
it's good.
being so good with my New Year's resolution.
Oh, just a little bit, maybe? A little bit here.
I'll take
Oh,
this.
Tom,
Yes,
Gillian, this may be the first morning show on television to ever tip over.
That may be true. You getting ready for news?
I'm getting ready for
We got
news.
a good show here, and
On my way.
as we mentioned, Fabio is with us. Miss America is with us.
Fabio is with me.
That's right, with you. You're doing that. But she's serious about this. If anyone else tries to interview Fabio, they're going down.
Yeah.
How are you doing, thespians?
Yay!
No.
They're acting happy.
Very good.
Very good.
Wow, pretty good.
I was going to say, and they pay us to do this, but you're right, Bob. They may just be acting.
Yeah.
Who knows? We've got great vistas for you to take a look at across the country today with our road warriors. But first, we're going to the mountains, the snow-covered mountains where there's snowboarding and snow volleyball playing. Phil Kogan's coming down the mountain when he comes. Phil, oh, you look great, Phil.
Isn't that supposed to slide, Phil?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm working on. I don't know how to steer these things.
You could have walked down.
We're just getting underway here at Hunter Mountain at the base lodge over here. If you look behind you, you can see... Whoops, hold on, I got to...
Safe.
He's ahead by 1.7 seconds at this point.
Safe on first. I'm sorry about that.
That's all right.
Yes, we're just getting underway. I'm the first one here, actually. And today we're going to be looking at snow volleyball here on this court. It's a new sport. We're going to be looking at cardboard box tobogganing, like I just did before. Also looking at a snowboard simulator. And we're going to meet Mike Dodd, who is possibly going to be... I cannot talk in this cold. It's 14 degrees out here.
Yeah.
And it's snowing. We've had an inch overnight. We're going to be talking to Mike Dodd, who is hopefully going to be going to the Olympics because as of this year, the 1996 Olympics, beach volleyball is going to be in the Olympics. So we're going to be speaking to him as well and find out how you play volleyball on a court like this.
Stop being a weenie. It's not the Yukon, Phil. Come on.
Let's show a completely different view. Yeah, that's right. Well, you don't see any puppets on that mountain, do you?
That's right.
John Davis is in Deerfield Beach, Florida. Now look at this for a change of pace, huh? And we're going to see it first today. We're going to see the rehearsals for what, John?
Tom, we are going to see a rehearsal for the Super Bowl pre-game show. We have a fabulous sunrise here on Deerfield Beach in front of the fabulous Deerfield Beach Resort. But look behind me, Tom. Look what we have.
Wow, beautiful
we
women
have
in
some of the
sweatshirts.
ladies who will be seen by 300 million television viewers across the country, or around the world Sunday. They're members of the American All-Star Dance and Drill Team. And we're going to get a sneak peek of what we'll be seeing Super Bowl Sunday. Tom, only on Breakfast Time. You can only see this on Breakfast Time, and we're going to bring it to you from Deerfield Beach, Florida.
Sounds good, JD.
Tom?
And yes, Bob.
Is that ballet and dentistry, the dance and drill team?
Yeah, a little bit. Anthony's with us. Anthony, the producer, turned superstar the past 3 days while he's been filling in for Suzanne Wong. He's in Eugene, Oregon, at South Eugene High School, where they have quite a unique yearbook.
That's right. Good morning. I just want to put to rest any rumors that I have anything to do with Suzanne's illness. That's all I promise you. Nothing.
Right, sure.
What they have here, somebody once said that the best way to create the future is to predict it, and what they've done is they've created their own CD-ROM. But what's amazing about this is this contains their yearbook. And when we come back this morning, we're going to be able to see the CD-ROM on yearbook. We're going to find out why it's better to have a CD-ROM yearbook and also how they actually created it.
All right.
And who's most popular, too.
This is the only yearbook, by the way, that Goldfinger's Odd Job can take your head off with. Since we saw you last time, according to our friends at Harper's Index, the chances that a monkey with a typewriter would write Hamlet were 1 in 35 to the 200th power. Now, monkeys have arms. They can't write Hamlet.
Yeah.
Bob and other puppets who are armless, check it out. They've been published. Look at this. The Old Puppet in the Sea by Ernest Heming Puppet.
We're going after a big fish.
Available at fine bookstores near you.
Yep.
Right now, here's a look at some of today's top stories.
What a great idea.
The key player in the O.J. Simpson trial are getting a long weekend to cool off. Judge Ito called a recess until Monday to mull over a prosecution request for a 30-day delay. The balanced budget amendment is on its way to the Senate. It passed the House last night. Speaker Newt Gingrich says it's a step toward bringing fiscal integrity to Congress. Gingrich is eating his words again, this time over public broadcasting. The Speaker says he made a mistake earlier this month by saying he wants to end funding for public radio and TV. A groin injury suffered by Aaron Krickstein shot Andre Agassi into the championship round in the Australian Open. Krickstein withdrew yesterday in the third set. Agassi faces fellow American Pete Sampras in the finals. And shock jock Howard Stern is getting his very own highway rest stop on Interstate 295 in New Jersey. Governor Christie Whitman says she's fulfilling a campaign promise made to Stern for endorsing her for governor in 1993. And that's headlines.
Just a quick note, Jill. It's Andre Agassi, and Agassi is more in tune with the Stern story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's,